This is the corner of the box holding the Humax HD-FOX T2, which is a Freeview HD receiver. The reason I bought a Freeview receiver is because my old one broke. It kind of exploded a bit. So I thought it was the perfect excuse to buy a Freeview HD receiver. So I got this from Amazon for about £120. It's expensive. Most Freeview HD receivers are though at the moment. I thought it would be silly to get a non-HD one at this stage. So this is the Humax HD-FOX T2, which I believe is the first Freeview HD receiver that came out. And still rated it to be one of the best, which is a bit odd. So it's got some nice features apart from obviously receiving Freeview. You can record onto a USB hard drive because it doesn't have a hard drive built in. Okay, I have actually got out of the box there and got the invoice in the bottom. Not many channels at the moment in HD, but I'm sure that we'll see a few more in the coming months. We have, of course, in this country 3 at the moment through Freeview: BBC, ITV and Channel 4, I think. So, view of the box, not much on it, a picture of the receiver. Little description of Freeview on the side, kind of the same on the back. As you can see, when they printed this packaging, obviously there's only 2 HD channels available, and then you've got a few standard definition channels as well. So another reason why I chose this one is because with a firmware update it should be able to output surround sound. If you're interested in one and that's something you want, you might want to read reviews, because lots of them don't. Even if the manufacturer claims they do, it's a quite complicated subject really. But I'm pretty sure this one does. Spent hours trawling through forums. So we've got the user manual and a quick start guide here. Nothing else in the box. It doesn't look too big actually. Tough packaging around the cables. Okay, we've got an Hdmi cable, which is very helpful. Often they wouldn't include something like that. And a SCART cable, which is a bit strange because there's no logic in buying a Freeview HD receiver if you're going to use a SCART cable. Because of course you wouldn't get HD. They even include batteries. Of course they'll be for the remote control. So hopefully the HDMI cable will be good enough. Not sure how long it is, probably only 1 meter. Okay, remote control next. Not the smallest remote control. It's quite big actually. But it looks really nice, a glossy finish on the front. Kind of shiny silver buttons there. So I'll put the batteries in later. And the only thing left is the receiver itself. So it's quite light. I thought it would be heavier. So that's always a good thing. Quite light, fairly small. I've got it upside down. Here we go. It's actually much smaller than I was expecting. We've got some plastic covering the front, I think. Okay, I'll worry about the plastic later. So on the front, power button, general buttons to navigate around menus, switch between TV and radio. Got some logos, Dolby Digital Plus, HDMI, Freeview HD, the kind of things you'd expect. On the back, maybe slightly more interesting, we've got the antenna in and out, so you can loop through and maybe go to some other receiver, or radio, TV, wherever. We've got the SCART out, along with composite video and audio, which would give you just, of course, standard definition. VCR SCART, found it amusing when they still call it VCR, but I suppose some people would still connect a VCR in there. HDMI out, Ethernet, which is a standard for Freeview HD receivers. At the moment that won't do much, but in the future you'll be able to get on-demand content, well, that's the plan I think anyway, through the internet, like stuff from BBC iPlayer, etc. There's a USB port there which is used to play content from some external storage device or record onto an external hard drive, so that's one of the features you get with a firmware update. And we've got Optical Out at the end, but I believe that the audio will also be output through HDMI in surround sound. If it's not, of course, there's an optical output, and for a lot of people they would need to use that if they had some kind of audio receiver which didn't support HDMI inputs. So we've got vents on the top, which I always think is a shame because you can't put anything on top of the unit then. I find it convenient to stack things like this, but of course that would be a bad idea. So that's about it. Humax HD-FOX T2 Freeview HD receiver. Got not much in the box really. Nice that they included the cables. And this is about a year old now. I think it came out beginning of 2010. So they've had plenty of time to iron out all of the initial bugs. I believe there was quite a few actually when this came out, which was a shame because being the first one, if it was perfect, they could have sold a lot more. But firmware can be updated. I think it'll do it itself through the Ethernet port. If not, then you download the update and do it through the USB port. So there you go. All that came in the box was basically this: cables, remote control. Thanks for watching.